Really quick, everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you don't want to watch whole video and just get straight into a different topic, please check the pinned comment or the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I'd appreciate you guys watching whatever part you'd like if you're sticking around, guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to our full betting guide this time for UFC Vegas 76, Strickland versus Magomedov. I'm very excited for this card, and I have a very good feeling about this week, guys. Again, we're going to talk about confident picks, underdog opportunities, lock of the week, my official bets, and fights that you should stay far away from, fights to avoid. Again, guys, we're going to get straight into the video. Timestamps are there if you would like to use them. Let's start off with the confident picks. Now, guys, this first fight is probably not going to shock you. The first confident pick is Guram Kutaladze. He's taking on Elvis Brenner, and Guram Kutaladze is just one of those guys. And you know what? Before I say it, Elvis Brenner is a good fighter, a very good fighter, and is very capable of doing great things in the UFC. However, I'm one of the people who completely is on the Guram Kutaladze hype train, even if you want to call it a hype train. Yeah, he's coming off of a loss against Damir Ismagulov, but one, Damir Ismagulov is top talent, actually, just like Guram Kutaladze. I hold them like pretty well the same, and that fight was so close. So close, okay? It was really, really good. And same with the Mateusz Gamrot one, to be fair. He could have lost that fight. But the point is, he is having close, amazing performances against two guys in the UFC here. In these two fights, that's all I needed to see for me to be on this Guram Kutaladze hype train. I believe he will be better than Elvis Brenner in every single situation. It will probably be a stand-up fight, and Guram Kutaladze will probably shine in this fight. And that is why he is a confident pick in my books. And guys, this one's probably not going to shock you either. Joanderson Brito is going to be the next confident pick. The last time I looked, he was an 8-1 favorite. That is absolutely insane. While Weston Wilson, he is another okay fighter that he's been taking on. Brito is just reaching his prime now, and he seems like one of those guys that could really shine, just like Guram Kutaladze. I understand the odds are crazy on this one. I really do, but I really feel Joanderson Brito on this one. I feel like everybody is, honestly. If Wilson finds a way to win this fight, I feel like it'll just be one of the biggest upsets in recent history. This dude is a monster, and I can't wait to see him perform. He's a very confident pick, but when you're coming into betting, 8-1 favorite, it's kind of like betting on Arman Saruki, and I don't even know if it's necessarily going to be a good idea. Now, guys, let's talk some underdog opportunities for you. Now, I do want to say before we talk about these underdog opportunities, these are not picks. I am not picking these fighters to win. If you are interested, I made a full card breakdown and prediction video. It's just saying that this underdog has the potential to hit. If you're looking for underdog bets, what are the most likely fights for you to get correctly? Now, the first one I want to talk about is Alexander Romanov versus Blagoy Ivanov. At the time of recording this video, Ivanov is a plus 210 underdog. Now, I really like that for him, and it's really tough to pick who's going to win this fight, to be honest with you. And I don't typically like betting on heavyweights, but I really don't mind Ivанов's chances here. Alexander Romanov in his last two fights has not looked good. He came in and I don't know if it's really like he's looking crazy out of shape, but he has not been performing like himself. A lot of people were saying, oh my God, this is going to be the guy who's going to beat John Jones when he comes up to heavyweight and stuff like that. He just came down and just got beaten up twice. Alexander Volkov one looked horrible. Blagoy Ivanov has that experience where he can defend the takedowns. He can just do his thing, make it a very slow-paced fight, and win a decision. I could very well see a world where that happens. So if you're looking for underdogs, Ivanov isn't a bad one. However, if you had a gun to my head, I'd probably pick Romanov to win this fight. But I believe this fight is very, very even. Just keep that in mind. The next underdog opportunity I have for you is Ariane Lipski. Now, Lipski, at the time of recording this video, she is a 3-1 underdog. I think that's nuts. That is crazy for the value, especially since Lipski, and one of the criticisms I've always had of her is she is incredibly inconsistent. You rarely know which Lipski is going to show up. Is she going to show up and look great? Is she going to show up and get dominated? She has momentum on her side right now. She actually looked great against JJ Aldrich and looks like an actually improved fighter. So, assuming she continues that momentum in the kind of unexperienced Melissa Gatto, who just had a really tough loss at Tracy Cortez, hasn't really fought anybody that Ariane Lipski has. I don't mind her chances, but this is like you're betting on women's MMA here. You're getting a little bit crazy. Just keep that in mind. But for a 3-1 underdog, I do not mind those odds at all. Let's talk fights to avoid. So the first fight you should avoid and not bet on is Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov. Now, there are a lot of questions on this fight. In my opinion, this is a coin flip fight. The UFC is obviously seeing something in Magomedov, and while Magomedov looks like a great fighter with a great record, great performances, I have seen other fights that he has had. The problem being we don't know how good he is just yet, because his last fight 9 months ago, he got it was 20 seconds or something, 20, 30 seconds. We barely saw him in the UFC octagon. But if you go back and look at his other fights, he's looking like a pretty good fighter. It's very tough to say. We don't know how good he is. The UFC obviously wants to push him, so they see something in him. I see something in him too as well. But this is tough, man. I keep thinking about this is the whole reason that I don't think you should bet on this fight, because Sean Strickland is that guy with the UFC experience. He's been in there with amazing guys, a very underrated and sneaky record of 26-5. Yeah, you know what? He's had 2 losses. He could have won this fight against Jared Cannonier. I think he won this fight. I think he's coming off of 2 great wins so far. I don't know. I can see a world where Magomedov could chin him. I see a world where Magomedov could maybe even go into his wrestling. But then again, Sean Strickland has that grappling game, and Sean Strickland also has such long fight experience, man. Stay far away from this fight, because I have no clue who's going to win. Now, guys, I have something to say about this fight, because nobody is talking about it. You need to stay far away from Damir Ismagulov versus Grant Dawson. The reason being, Damir Ismagulov is clearly the better fighter. I think he's better on the feet, better on the ground. Wherever the fight goes, he will be better than Grant Dawson. That's not to say that Grant Dawson isn't good. I'm just high on Damir Ismagulov. The reason I think you should stay away from this is because the odds are so even right now. And this is Damir's last fight. People aren't talking about it. People are talking about Damir came out of retirement. He's coming back in the UFC and trying to make a title run or something. No, he is just fighting out his last contract. This is the last time we're going to see Damir Ismagulov. And while he is a fantastic fighter, somebody who's coming in just to honor his contract, somebody who's coming in for a last paycheck, somebody who's coming in with no idea of whether they want to get to the title. That is not a guy I can trust to train hard for a fight. Or does he want to train really hard and go out on his own terms and have that magical retirement that people look for? We don't know. I cannot trust him to be hungry and train for the cardio that we've seen Damir Ismagulov have, that relentless pressure. Is he going to really want to throw himself into a dogfight? Will he have the heart to do it if we know that he's done? People are not talking about this, and that's why I think you should stay far away. I'm not confident we are going to see the same Damir Ismagulov we have seen his entire career. And Grant Dawson's good too. So this fight, I think, is crazy if you bet on it. I really do. People are always talking about Damir Ismagulov, and I'm high on him too. I think he's amazing. It's unfortunate for us fans that he's retiring, but he's retiring. We don't know how he's going to show up. Stay away from this fight. All right, guys, let's talk lock of the week. And I don't do this lock of the week, and spoiler, it's Ismail Bonfim, but I don't do my lock of the week, guys, like most people have been doing their locks of the week. I just pick the guy on the card who I believe is about as close to 100% lock as you can get. And guys, today I'm picking Bonfim. Saint Denis is an okay fighter, 10-1, looking pretty good, coming off of a couple really nice wins here. But Ismail Bonfim, these Bonfim brothers, this is the Bonfim that just took out Terrence McKinney. I am so high on these two. It's one of those guys where these prospects where you see them, and he's only 27 years old, getting better every single time we see him. It's very rare that you see guys with the technical ability of these guys and the fighting spirit that they bring to the table. I believe that they are on a different level compared to a lot of prospects that we have seen in a very long time. I'm high on these guys, and I will not start questioning the Bonfim brothers until I see them fight around a top 15 guy where I'm like, okay, while I think you have all the skills in the world to break into the top 15, maybe that's when I'll question it. But if you're fighting a guy, and I mean absolutely no disrespect on Saint Denis, I don't know off the top of my head how to pronounce it. I apologize, guys. I think he's good. But Bonfim, I am high on him. I'm going to be betting on him. I just don't like the -300 favorite. I'll have to think of a parlay. But guys, Bonfim is my lock of the week. Now, let's talk my official bets. So guys, as of right now, the only bet I have right now is actually a parlay, which is a very risky parlay. But check out these odds. I threw $3 down on Ariane Lipsky and Blagoy Ivanov. While I'm not confident that either of these fighters are going to win, for the odds there, I didn't mind that. My $3 gets me about 20 bucks. So I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'll throw a few dollars down on it. But things that I will be betting on, okay? I was thinking about betting against Kevin Lee because Kevin Lee just had a very close fight with Diego Sanchez. I'm not so sure about that, though, because Kevin Lee is one of those guys, and I almost put him in the avoid these fights category, but then again, like, I don't think it's crazy if you bet against Kevin Lee. So, anyways, future bets that I will be making, okay? I'm a big fan of over 1.5 round bets. I usually parlay all the women together. So, I have Ariana Lipski, Melissa Gatto, and keep in mind that the reason why I'm not showing them on screen now is because as of recording this video, the bets aren't out there yet, so I'll be doing this probably on Friday. I'll be parlaying Ariana Lipski and Melissa Gatto, Yana Santos and Carol Rosa, and Luana Carolina versus Ivana Petrovic. I'm going to parlay all of those to go over 1.5 rounds. I find that a very safe bet, and on top of that, I will do 2 and 2. So, like, just to keep going with it, I very rarely lose those bets, but I will continue with the over 1.5 rounds. I might do Alexander Romanov versus Blagoy Ivanov. I can see that being a very slow-paced fight. And I believe that's it. Maybe Damir Ismagulov and Grant Dawson. I think that one's a little bit safe as well. But talking about parlays, I'm going to parlay Ismail Bonfim. And probably my other, I don't know, man. I'm not going to parlay Joanderson Brito because that's an 8-1 favorite. That's just absolutely nothing. So I will be doing Guram Kutaladze with like Yana Santos versus Carolina Rosa over 1.5 rounds. I feel like that'll at least do something. And the one where I'm going to be really watching the line for Bonfim. I'm not confident that's going to get better, but I still don't like it at like minus 130 right now, man. It's not bad. Excuse me, 350, not minus 150. But Bonfim, my lock of the week, I'm going to be betting on him. I might just do Bonfim with Lipski and Gatto to go over 1.5 rounds and Santos versus Rosa to go over 1.5 rounds. I really, really like that. But for now, I don't know if there's anything off the top of my head. Like, I want to bet on Guram Kutaladze too. There's really, really heavy favorites that I think are really going to come through this time around, guys. Sean Strickland isn't a bad one to go over 1.5 rounds too. Again, I'm a very, very big fan of those bets. But I might just parlay fighters that I am confident in winning. Let's see right now. If I were to parlay Guram Kutaladze, okay. Do I want to do Kevin Lee? I have it on my screen right now. Ismail Bonfim. I'm going to go, yeah, just those two. It doesn't even get you double. It doesn't even get you double Guram and Ismail. You know what I mean? But if I add Joanderson Brito to that, it adds nothing. So it's tough betting on these favorites, guys. I really like the round betting this week, so keep that in mind. But if you're looking for really good odds, Ariana Lipski and Blagoy Ivanov parlayed together actually worked out very well for me. So guys, let me know what you thought about the video down below, and thank you so much for watching. What are you going to be betting on? Let me know you down below. But if you want to continue watching the Clenbat channel, as of right now, there will be 2 videos on screen for you right now. Check them out, guys. They are pretty great. I will see you there or in the next video, guys. Take care.